Hello, coaches, and welcome to this edition of Give and Go Live. My name's David Newberry, and I'm joined by my colleague Ian Barker. Hello, Ian.
Hello, David.
Ian, this is the fourth in a series looking at dynamic technique and individual tactics in maintaining possession. This was from a series from the 2013 convention featuring Romeo, Jozak. And Ian, if you remember, we've just progressed from a very simple activity to a much more complex activity, and we actually have two more coming up. So this is somewhat of a middle ground intensity. What we will do as usual is we'll look at some diagrams first. Ian will explain some of the coaching methodology, and then we'll also move on to looking at a convention video and some global coach animation. Ian, let's have a look at the first part of this, and this one's a relatively complex setup, or it looks as such on the diagram. So I'll explain what's happening first, and then we'll get into some of the things that are important for coaches to know. First of all, we have players standing at each of the cones around the edge, and you'll see that we have a star shaped at one end and then the same at the other end, with the middle player connecting both ends of the area. At one end, we have multiple players because this is where we start. And the first pass is made to the right-hand side. And remember, we do need to go both ways, but to begin with, we go to the right-hand side. And once the players pass the ball, they follow their pass. And following from Romeo's insistence that players play with a two-touch rhythm is quick, and they receive with one foot and pass with the other. They move around the area to the other end. Ian, let's talk about some of the methodology we might see in the first sequence.
Sure. So, for the coach's point of view, it's definitely a pass and then follow your pass. So I like to refer to that as knock and move. It helps the players remember that every time they pass it or knock it, there's some sort of corresponding movement. This is a type of training that the coach needs to be fairly demanding in. So right now, in here, we have what could potentially be a defender or really just a mannequin, somebody putting in just a moderate amount of pressure just to be a presence so the players are now checking over their shoulders. This could be a great place for the coach to stand, and you'll see Romeo actually perform this task within the session. It also allows the coach to be right in the middle of things, to see the levels of energy and the levels of enthusiasm and making sure the players are going. Once we get it going, we can get a ball going this side, up, and around. And then after we've got maybe one or two passes going on that side, we can then come out the other side and turn through the other way. So we can certainly have more than one ball going in this activity. And again, the main emphasis of everything that Romeo has done up to this point, and will come out in the video, is two touches, left foot, right foot, follow your pass, and find the intricate connection with the next player.
On the second sequence, we follow through on exactly the same pattern from the perspective of we go from right into the middle, out the other side to the top end, and then we can come back in the opposite direction. But this time, instead of just passing and moving, the passer is now going to set up for a give and go. So as we've demonstrated here on this diagram, the player passing the ball to number two receives, drops the ball back to the support player who is number one, who just passed. So that person moves to the ball, and then they exchange the ball back, and then number two passes to three. As soon as number two's passed to three, number two will make a run forward and probably provide an angle somewhere there. Three will drop the ball back, and then two will play around the other side of the defender for number three to move on and then make the pass, and so on and so forth. So it's a give and go combination to every player that is situated around the outside. Ian.
Yeah, thank you, David. So, one of the things is, if we look here at this intricate little triangle give and go, we're actually asking players now to adjust the weight on the pass. So we're always asking for good accuracy, but the longer ball, a different type of weight, a different type of spin. But when we execute the give and go, it's maybe a short drop pass and then a short pass laid in front. So we're now really starting to pick up the technical demand on the player. This is a type of training session where some people might say, well, you don't have opponents, you've got to be in the game right away. I would disagree, because sometimes we need to go through technical repetition without the challenge of a defender, but with technical challenges, technical benchmarks to improve technical quality. So I really think that's important in this type of idea. Plus, and we'll look at it later, we're imprinting movement and patterns that we'll put into the final game. And unless you practice and rehearse those patterns, you're not going to find them come out in the game naturally. So I really like a lot of the ideas going on in this little extension into the give and go.
And in our third and final sequence, the activity has changed now into involving 3 players in each sequence. We'll walk through the first sequence with the player number 1 playing to number 2 who's checked off the central cone. The players on the outside have not been used to this point. The next movement is from the player from the side who now supports. So we alternate sides, one time left, one time right. The player that passed the ball, the number 1, will move to the side where the support player has originated from. Once the ball has been played to the player in the center, that player drops the ball to the support player who drives the ball to the opposite side. Now, one of the important movements here is the player in the center that passed the ball to the support player now receives the give and go from the player, in this case number 4, and then plays the ball to the opposite end. The opposite end player then drops the ball back to the support player from the side, and then they perform a give and go to the point where the end player, instead of coming back in the opposite direction, now takes the ball and dribbles it all the way around, so they now start in the number 1 position. Once you've gone to the left, in this case, we went to the left. This time now, we would drop the ball to the player on the right-hand side. So the movement of players is from number 1 to the Y position. Number 2 that is in the center will move out to the cone on the far side, and the player that came in to support would end up in the center. Ian.
Thanks, Dave. Well, right here at the bottom of the screen, I'm just going to point the arrow to this notion of imprinting movement, imprinting tactics, imprinting decisions. Extremely important that we understand that pattern play is not a dull, dry rehearsal. It's actually trying to imprint tactical ideas. What I really like, though, about this, and I think we've captured it quite well in this still, and the video will bring it to life, is the first player to receive the ball is going to move to receive it. The second player to receive the ball starts from here, but receives the ball where my arrow now ends. So moving to receive it. The player that was the first one to get it now moves to receive it a second time, and the player on the outside will receive it by coming back into the field. So the notion now of knock and move, pass and follow, is also be moving towards the ball, anticipating where your partner is going to drop the ball to you. And again, we start getting into these notions of a longer pass with top spin, a driven pass perhaps, and then the notion of the little drop stun pass, backspin to set it up for a player to walk into. So a lot of really excellent technical detail here.
So Ian, let's now see how that worked in the convention on a video, and then we'll come back and look at Global Coach before some concluding comments.
First time, you go to the right side, control the ball you're supposed to. Let me see that. Right control, tip, pass the ball to him, follow your pass. Switch, turn, other side all the way, follow, and go. Next time you go to left. Go. Hard, left foot, control, open up, body position. You got to, especially the middle guy. On you go. Next one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Harder pass. Now we got to have harder passes. Especially, I'm going to be here defending in the middle. You got to get over me. There you go. That was a beautiful one. That was a good one. Let me see that now. Let me see that now. How you're going to open up. Not bad. Not bad. Hard. And hard. Nice control. Only 2 touches and control the ball wherever you want it. Mr. Bates yesterday said the beautiful thing. You got to check behind with your view to see where you're at, to see in which position you can control the ball, right? On you go, on you go. Hard, and hard, and hard. Okay, let me see a little give and goes, a little wall passes each time you go. So you make a wall pass it back to him. Nice, pass to him. Wall pass, one, lay it off to him. Again, now the third player, wall pass. Nice, one, lay it off back to him again, and you go. Harder. Proper feet now. On you go, 1 and 2. Nice, and wall, and 1. Open up the way you're supposed to. Always controlling the ball with the inside part of the foot. There's no reason to control the ball with the outside part of the foot. Left, even though if it's a layoff or it's a pass or whatever. Inside part, let me see that. Laid off, inside again. Right foot, and left foot, and right foot, and left foot. Nice, beautiful, 1, doom, harder. Let me see those balls harder. Hard, and hard. Let me see the third man play. So you pass the ball to him, you drop down, lay it off, tip, you switch aside, tip, and the same thing on and on. Let me see it. To the middle player. Pass it, you lay it off to him, switch aside, high. Switch. Okay, those two are goalies, so that doesn't matter. Go, and all around. Let me see that. Third, 1, come close. Nice. Switch side, beautiful. And you there, laid off back to him, and then he switches aside completely. Tip, hard to pass. Go. Nice. Hard. Okay, stop. Let me see it a little bit more soccer-like. So when he passes the ball, you just don't stand still here. You gotta feel the game. Come closer. You open up in the angle. Tip. Let's make it a little bit more realistic, okay? Come on. Nice. Pass. Hard to pass. Switch. Hey. Stop. We're not finished when you switch aside. You're gonna come to that pass, and then you switch aside again to the middle pass over there. Okay? Let me see that. Switch, and you're there, and switch middle. Nice. Not bad. Go. Hard. Boom. And boom. Come on, guys. Come on. Hey. Think about it. Tip and switch. Nice. Tip. That's it. Don't let the ball bounce. Keep it down on the floor. Hard. And hard. Harder, better. 1, 2, 3. One of you in the back, grab a bip, the red one, and come in the middle here. Come on, keep it up. Middle here. Okay, you have a defense middle player here, okay? He's fully active. You can't slide tackle, everything else you can, okay? Let me see that. Come on. 1, 2. Oh. Go. Come on, another one. Who's in the middle here? Goalie, let me see that. Just check back, check out, tip, laid off, nicely, switch aside, not bad, and you go. Another one. Check out. There you go. Laid off. Beautiful. Don't wait standing still on the outside cones. Come to him. Help him out over there. You can play a wall pass. It doesn't have to be third player. Make a wall pass as well. Around him if you want. Go. Tip. Come on. Better. Go. 1, laid off. Wall pass again. Nice. Come. Tip. 1, 2. Switch. Go. Right away. Another one. Go. Let's keep it up. Nice. Hard pass. This is becoming a little more realistic.
So Ian, we're now going to go and watch a global coach animation. Before we do, let's just go back to our slide deck here. Let's go here and we go back to so this is the basic setup for the global coach animation. We will go and run that through now. Let me just pull that up. Okay, here we go, global coach. So Ian, let's go back to the final diagram that we're looking at before, and then any concluding comments you may have.
Yeah, absolutely. So I really want to emphasize to all the coaches that maybe this notion of pattern play is not the most exciting for you. It's maybe not something that you want to do. But at a minimum, you should be using this for a technical practice. So if we go through everything right here from the first player, a two-touch entry pass to a player checking two, a player moving off the ball, anticipating the pass dropped in front of him, for the longer pass, for the drop pass, for the longer pass, for the drop pass. A ton of technical detail here that requires players to be moving, getting their feet organized, getting their heads up with accuracy and weight on passing. But I also believe very strongly that the more experienced coach, as he or she can get this going with their players, can now start this notion of imprinting tactics and decisions. And so you get a ton of value out of this. And then hopefully you'll start to see these patterns and this technical cleanliness appear in these small-sided games.
Well, thank you, Ian, and thank you, coaches, for joining us on this edition of Give and Go. And we look forward to seeing you on the next edition when we'll be looking at Activity 5 from this series.